So your career ends, you get a divorce, you start dating Monique Slaughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've interviewed Moniece before. She's an interesting one. So at some point, you find out that she had forged 9 checks.
Right.
Totaling $109,000.
Right.
Which she wrote to a man you didn't know named Timothy Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy, when this all came out, he said that Moniece was a friend and she didn't have a bank account, so he was doing her a favor.
Right.
But then the last check ended up getting canceled.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get his money back. At one point, he even said he got robbed at gunpoint and said that Moniece was involved in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that part of the story.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he tried to get a restraining order. He couldn't get it. It was very much of a mess.
Wow.
I guess she was also dating Akon at the time. The whole thing is crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole.
So, from your point of view, what happened?
From my point of view, I get a call from my financial advisor. This is like you said, after I retired. So they could see the money being withdrawn quickly now because it's not as much in there as it would be before. So I get a call from my financial advisor, and she's asking me, why am I writing all these checks? Or I'm like, what checks are you talking about? She was like, because I don't write checks. Back then, I didn't write checks. I either use my card or I get cash. I didn't write checks, but I had checks in my nightstand by the bed. So she was like, she's talking about, when did you start writing all these checks? I'm like, what checks? She was like, so she took photos of it, sent me the photos. She was like, these checks. So I look at them. I'm like, I didn't write these checks. That's not my handwriting. And she was like, I didn't think so. She was like, and you never write checks. So I was like, why? That's what really alarmed me, because you never write checks. And so I started doing my research and find out that it was her. I had a private eye. Track the bank, go to the banks, and they come back with the photographs of her at the bank teller, handing the checks over to the, cashing the checks at the bank. And so immediately I go to try to file charges. But in LA, they wouldn't allow me to file charges because they said it's a he say, she say matter, because she was saying that I gave her blank checks to write the checks. And, I'm coming in saying that I've never given her checks. So they saying they couldn't bring a charge or they couldn't charge her with anything because it's he said, she said. So I couldn't get anything back from it. So it was just total loss. And to this day, I haven't seen $1 back from it. And I don't expect $1 back from it. But I mean, that's just how it went down and how it happened. She went in my drawers when I was either at practice or when I was left the house, got the checks out and started signing checks and started filling checks out and started taking them to the bank.
Well, I don't get this part. I mean, if you give someone a blank check and you sign it and they fill in the amount, that's one thing. But if it's not your signature,
nothing.
Like, how is this not a crime if it's not your signature?
And we did the comparison. We did everything. The signature comparisons with my signature and the signature that was on the checks. We did all of that. And they still wouldn't bring charges up on it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So I lost that $109,000 just right after the divorce, after you lose, so much in the divorce, and then you turn around and that get hit like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, she claimed that you knew about it and you basically, this was like after you broke up, you try to kind of retaliate against her.
I had no idea until my financial people reached out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.